All right, so I'm going to show a couple of my favorite ways to get to the crossface and kind of a series-ish type that I show with the guys. So a lot of this can be used to transition to other places you guys want. So I'm going to get to a cross wrist on most of these, and then I'm going to use that to attack the crossface. So part of that is that it makes it easy for me to ride. All right, and so one of the things I talk to my kids a lot about those, it's like if you're going for the kill right away, if you're going for the kill too often, it makes it so this person here has a lot more opportunities to get out. So I want to ride first. I kind of want to demoralize them, if that's probably the correct term. But I want to demoralize them. I want to make them think that they're stuck here forever, so that their heart is not in it. All right, I want to make sure that they're down. So first one we're going to do, so we'll flare our elbow. There's a lot of different types of Tyler's chops, but so for this one, I'm just turning that elbow in, and I'm going to rotate this person about 90 degrees. So I want him at the end to be facing this way, and then I want his like haunches, his rear end to pop up, so I can use my knee. And so when I say knee, I'm actually going to hit with like this part on his rear end, and my knees just going to go between his legs. So the goal here, right, is to turn. So rear comes up. I'm bringing like this knee back between him here, and then I'm trying to hook that leg. So my leg ends up getting like weight forward on his shoulders. All right, but then I also get to the back leg hook, and I get the cross wrist. So small things on cross wrist. So many kids hold this, and I don't know why they do it, but they hold it here like with no thumb. All right, this is really, really easy for somebody to escape from. So our strongest two fingers, I spent a lot of time rocking on the strongest two fingers are these two fingers, I believe.
How could he ever prove that?
Yeah, how could I prove that? I don't know, I'm just saying. But so, these two fingers here and the rest of the close around. These want to be touching each other. This is probably your strongest grip. If I'm slid off anywhere, like so up the forearm or down the hand, all right, if they're slippery, I'm going to give them momentum. This way it gets bigger, this way it gets bigger. So I want to go like right where like your hand meets the forearm. All right, so hold them there. In this position, again, it's more about riding than about getting the crossface. So I'll pull down. I'm waiting for that moment where they kind of forget about it and they think that I'm not going to be going to the crossface. So once that head pops up, all right, that's when I'm attacking it. All right, and the way I attack, and so this would be the same with almost all of them that we're going to. I want my wrist going to it. I want to wrap all the way around. So I have a lot of kids that will grab with their fingers and try and pull. All right, but if this flares out here, we're not going to be very strong. All right, they pull that back. I want to actually like attack around on the backside, and I'm looking to like rotate this. So I'll take off for just a second. So I'm looking to like rotate his arm out and then pull it across. So when I get to it, it's here, and I'm like pulling it out and then across, and I want to pull this as tight as I can. So I don't want to bend too often, but so I'm pulling this really, really tight the whole time. If I let it loose in front of them, they can use that hand, they can post their hand on the ground, they can start getting it back. But so we want to make sure when we get it, it's pulled across and it's really, really tight. All right, so again, beginning, maybe we'll face this way here. So I'm rotating. All right, this knee here, as soon as his haunches come up, my knee is rotating, driving the back. All right, I get that back ankle hooked. So his back ankle, I'm hooking like in like the crease of my knee. All right, again, here, and then I can put weight down. When I hold this cross wrist, another small detail that's really big is if I hold it back on his hip, my forearm's actually wrapping back here. If I hold it in front of him, all right, it's easy for him to attack with elbow, attack with hand, all these bad things here. So I want to like all the way back and behind me. All right. My body position, I'm trying to like kind of like T, like perpendicular to him. If I'm straight on with him here, all right, it's gonna make it really hard for me to get to this elbow. So as soon as I get it, I'm out to the side here. I don't have to worry about being too high. I have myself anchored in with this back ankle. All right, attacking, pulling tight. All right, and then I'll let go of that cross wrist. All right. That is my most basic way to get there. In that series, I'll show over and over and over. Face, maybe head over this way. So again, off the whistle. So if we don't get this here, we're chopping, trying to break, we're not able to get it. I'm still like hanging out back, and if this person's wrestling out, attacking wrist, and we're gonna go coffee grinder. So we just want to attack in, pull it in, and then once I pull it in, again, you can transition to bar, something like that. But I actually want to like push this across to cross wrist, and then again, I'll start floating out to the side and attacking that elbow. Last one, and so this will really be without like any cross wrist. We'll just show basically, it's like for you to be able to get it without a cross wrist, we're just going here. So if I don't have cross wrist, this hand's not occupied. All right, if I have cross wrist, I have a wrist with this, so I'm not gonna use this. If I don't, I'm gonna block here so we can't flex the arm so well. All right, yeah, so if this arm's back, it's gonna be defended. So I'm using this to like push up, and this hand here, I'm using to like pull out. So I'm using both of them together, and I'm gonna pull it across. The one thing I have to be wary about, or just make sure it doesn't happen, is I don't have anything on their backside because I don't have this ankle hooked. If they start circling away, I want to grab one ankle or the other. All right, and if I do, they can't really back out. This is like a sprawl position, so the worst case scenario, I should be able to chase and go back behind and continue to ride. I don't think there's anything else there. I mean, I think those are just the most basic ways to get that crossface. Of course, if the guy's like on your leg and you attack crossface from sliding behind.
What about from the belly?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So, yeah, belly. All right. I was just thinking about neutral. But so, anyway, so if we break him down, he goes to his belly. We're attacking 101s. We're doing all these things. So the biggest thing that I'm looking for is his head to pop. And so, if I'm wrestling somebody that's pretty competitive, somebody that's good, right, I don't actually want to go to the crossface first. I want to do everything but. So I'm attacking 101, I'm pulling in, I'll attack hands. I want them to think about fighting these hands and rolling and doing good stuff. And then when they start building up, all right, then I'll attack it. And so in this sense, I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm blocking, all right, with my thumb. So my thumb's here like this. I'm gonna block it so it can't come back. I'm gonna attack this crossface, and then I'm gonna roll this shoulder down, all right? So I roll it down because I want it like under his body. If it's here, he can pull this elbow back to himself, all right? And it's really, really hard to keep in. If I roll it, and so I say roll his shoulder, I mean this, all right? So now when he pulls it back, he's like pulling it essentially into the mat, all right? So I want to hit here, I want to attack this, all right, pull this in tight, and then we can start going to our turns. Again, with all of this, if you can ride them and like get them to kind of think about other things and other threats, so for instance, like the cross or so hand fighting, they're probably not going to be thinking a whole lot about their head being up. All right, that, and then you can, same thing, I can like push their head down. So usually it's with forearm pulling to get them to raise it up, and then I'll attack too.